The word Tantra actually means continuity. That's what it means, Sanskrit. These days, there's this kind of neo-Tantra that's being taught in the United States and around, and people think that's Tantra. And it's generally about sex, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's using some of Vajrayana teaching and applying it to sexuality, but it's not Tantra. Tantra is so much more than that. It's part of it, but it's not a correct understanding. So when I say Tantra means continuity of what? It's continuity of luminosity. It's the continuity of awareness of the luminosity of appearances, or what we see. It's a continual stream of luminosity, which is an expression of emptiness. In Vajrayana, we experience all experiences as pure and break down conventional thought, and there's radical confrontation and transformation of the shadow material psyche. In Mahayana, we see the emotions as the mud, and enlightenment as the lotus that comes out of that mud, right? Tantra builds on this, but emotions are now seen as intrinsically pure. They say Tantra or Vajrayana is the path for intensely passionate people. And the way that it works is that we take the energy, not only of passion, but of all the negative emotions, and recognize that that's merely energy. That, like anger, it's merely energy. And passion is merely energy, and pride, and so on. So when the struggle of fixation of the ego is removed from those energies, then they become wisdom, and they become the 5 wisdoms. And so when you think about something like anger, when we are angry at somebody, we're blaming somebody, we're frustrated or whatever. So there's me, you, and the anger in between. When we enter in Vajrayana, there isn't that process of projection, but just feeling the pure energy of that emotion as it arises, and recognizing that that emotion of anger has certain qualities. It's different than passion. It's different than pride. It has certain qualities. It has certain energy, color, sort of texture. And that creates then the wisdom associated with that particular emotion. And so, bliss, or mahasukha, is very important in Tantra, in Vajrayana. Mahasukha is connected to Tathagatagarbha. Tathagatagarbha, Buddha nature. And so mahasukha means great bliss. So our essential Buddha nature is great bliss. In other words, our true condition is great bliss. And so the reason why we're not sitting here experiencing great bliss, or maybe we are, but if you're not, the reason is that your Buddha nature is obstructed. It's covered. And so that seat of great bliss is in the heart center. And its nature is Buddha nature. So it's an interesting contrast to original purity, great bliss, as opposed to original sin. Rather than saying we are originally impure, we are originally pure, and our true nature is great bliss. And that is an expression of Buddha nature. And so then it's a deep level of knowing our true condition as essentially pure, luminous, and expressing itself as great bliss.